So with the conditions as dry as they've been, and even accounting for the supplemental feed that we give the sheep, it's been a bit of a mystery as to how they've managed to keep on their weight, keep doing well. And I think thistle and thistle flowers explain something of why that is, but I'm increasingly thinking that it's been the blackberries. So I'm just here this morning cutting some big clumps of it out, which we kind of do every winter or through the winter, and then burn it off. And the way I do it is sort of by cutting from underneath, and then you can just sever it from the stem and then pull the whole bush down and burn it. And then if you've got the time or the inclination and the energy, you can come and crowbar the root out. So this is what it looks like after the sort of bush has been cut from the stem, which, it's basically just been severed from the stem. So the stem is still in the ground at this point, and obviously would reshoot from here. But now that it's clear, we have the opportunity to come in and crowbar the roots out. You wouldn't get it all, but you'd certainly reduce the amount of blackberry that was growing here. Mark and I were talking a moment ago and observing the fact that in terms of removing blackberries, in Australia we don't really do hedgerows as you do in the UK, or I'm not sure about America. I don't think you do so much in America either. But in the UK, definitely hedgerows have been a thing, made of sort of lots of spiky sort of plants and trees like blackberry, like willow, like hawthorn, those types of things. And that not only provided a fencing function, but was habitat for wildlife, beneficial insects, and just generally obviously made a contribution to the biodiversity of the area. And then as open sort of field farming came in, a lot of those hedgerows were ripped out. Everyone knows this, of course, but now it seems to be the case that the hedgerows are being put back in with some degree of gusto, and because of the recognition of the biodiversity value that they have. I don't think that Australia will ever move to that sort of situation, but this is a fence line here, and you can see the blackberry is growing along the fence line and sort of creating effectively a hedgerow. And let me just turn this around. So growing here, you've got the blackberry. You do have a hawthorn tree, and you can see the berries there. You've got rose, like briar rose, which is again another sort of spiky, shrubby type tree. Obviously the flowers bring in lots of insects, and then a sort of gappy area. But here another hawthorn growing here, and all of this is considered weed. It's not, I don't think it's officially declared noxious, although removal is definitely recommended and indeed mandated in some situations. And so, yeah, we're not about to start a project of implementing hedgerows here, but you could see how it would actually, it would form in situ here and would provide some sort of a function in terms of fencing. And yeah, I mean, it probably does deliver those biodiversity and other benefits as well in terms of sheep feed and habitat. You can see things are using it already. Rabbits, which is another thing that people don't want here, understandably. But the reality is they are here and there's habitat for them there. And then they're a food source for other things, for birds of prey and foxes and the like. But in terms of beneficial habitat, it's very much for the small birds and small mammals that live in there, and the reptiles as well, including snakes. which is obviously why you can not do this work as we move into the warmer weather, because this is classic sort of snake territory, and you would not put your hands anywhere near this in warm weather. And you still need to exercise a degree of caution doing it during cold weather, because you might disturb a snake that has gone into its whatever version of hibernation the Australian snakes do. It's not a true hibernation, I don't think, but they certainly are much less active and much less likely to be encountered during the colder months. Okay, on with it.